Hey all, Kate here from Normal Minecart. Welcome back to another review, and today I am reviewing Chapter 1 of Indigo Park. Indigo Park is a indie horror mascot game made by the YouTuber Unique Geese, who is also known for making Garden of Banban Reincarnated. Now, before I continue on, please note that this review will have spoilers, so if you haven't played the game yet, I highly recommend playing the game, especially since, it's free. Or, you can also watch my playthrough of the game, which, is right here, so if you want to watch that, go ahead, be my guest. But, yeah. Anyways, when Unique Geese announced this project, I was quite excited. And, well, yes, the whole thing of, oh, go to this abandoned location and find something out. All the meantime, you have to avoid being ass-fucked by the monsters that reside at this place. Yes, I know that whole thing is quite overdone, but hey, also I was excited for this, especially since sometimes some games can take the overdone things and just make them special, and I don't know how to explain it. But also, somewhat later on, my excitement would increase when I discovered a new character for the game in the form of Lloyd the Lion, who was shown off in a video of showing off the characters for Indigo Park. Now, after witnessing the presence of this character without any reason, or with no reason, I suddenly became a big enjoyer of Lloyd the Lion. And I don't know why, it's just there's some things about the character that just, I don't know why, I know there's some reasons why I like the character, but I just can't put my finger on the reason why. I know there's some reasons, but I just don't know how to put my fingers on them. That's the thing. Anyways, onto the game. So, the game starts off with a cutscene where we see the founder of Indigo Park give a speech about his park. After the video ends, the camera slowly pans away to show the desk setup in room of our main character, who from now on, I will refer to as Indigo and they/them. So we get to see Indigo's setup and room, and everything we see that Indigo is a YouTuber. They used to go to Indigo Park a lot, and they enjoyed it. Their mother is a enjoyer of Molly Macaw. And finally, actually not finally, we also get to see that Indigo has a soda on his desk. You're probably curious why this matters, but it's because this soda is actually a reference to a ha-ha funny meme. And also we get to see through this Discord knockoff that our main character is talking with someone who wants to do some sort of investigation on Indigo Park and why it closed. But yeah, after that, our main character goes to Indigo Park, with the only thing really stopping them being warning signs. But, if they didn't ignore the warning signs, yeah, let's just say this would be quite a short game. So, yeah, there's that. But, yeah, after getting to the entrance and exploring a bit, we see 2 collectibles. Which, yes, this game has collectibles. There's a total of 12. Most of them are plushies, and the others are etc. With 2 of them actually being references. One of them is a reference or cameo of Percy from the FNAF fan game Playtime with Percy. And then the other one is a black and white Lloyd the Lion plush that is, well, if you look at it, it's obviously a callback/reference to Bendy and the Ink Machine. So, yeah, there are collectibles, and obviously, I enjoy collectibles in video games. So, yeah, after this, we finally meet Rambly, and we have to register ourselves for the park. But Rambly doesn't seem to recognize us, so because, oh boy, it's Rambly Tuesday, so you get a big discount. Please tell me my Rambly impression was spot on, because honestly, it probably needs a filter. But, yeah. So, yeah, after this, we go back to the gate, and we see that Rambly is once again having problems getting the gate open. And that's because the generator has gone out. So, you have to go to the generator, fix it, and then you finally get to enter Indigo Park, which is just as abandoned as ever. This is where you will find another collectible, and you'll also be told that you'll need something called a critter cuff, which totally doesn't sound like some sort of kink device that would be for furries. So yeah, after entering the gift shop, where we see a bunch of things that I would like in my room, please and thank you, we get our or not Rambly Watch. Actually, that would have been a cool name, Rambly Watch. But yeah, we get our Critter Cuff, which the Critter Cuff is essentially the wristband thing you would get at the Super Mario World and Universal. So before we leave, suddenly the door closes and Rambly is like, "Oh, the door has mysteriously closed." It's like Rambly, you're not fooling anyone. So yeah, obviously this is like the game teaching the player how to use the Critter Cuff, which again sounds like a kink thing for a furry. I'm just saying. But yeah, so after getting into the park, we are greeted by a statue of the founder and Rambly. This is obviously a reference to the statue in Walt Disneyland of Walt Disney holding the hand of Mickey Mouse. But unlike that statue, this statue actually has a creepy detail in it that the head of the statue's founder happens to move, and it follows you when you move. Okay, not like it gets off of the statue and follows you. More like it just like spins to your direction unless you're behind it. Which actually, now I think about it, like, what if there were multiple people in the park? Would it just like be spazzing out and stuff? Like, that's what kind of confuses me. But yeah, seeing that in the dark, yeah, quite terrifying. So, yeah, we then make our way to a Rambly-themed ride called Rambly Railroad. And the reason it's a railroad is because Rambly likes trains. Now, this may possibly show how terminally online I am, but I feel like this is a reference from the I Like Trains joke from the Astuff movie series. Or not, who knows, I don't know, I'm just guessing. But yeah, this is where we're introduced to, like, Rambly's friends, like, not directly, more, okay, so the railroad ride is, like, one of those storybook rides where, like, there are cutouts and stuff. So yeah, we get to see, like, cardboard cutouts that are, like, connected to AI or not AI voices. Okay, I mean, technically they're all technically AI voices, but not in the same way of, like, stealing okay, never mind. But yeah, we get to hear like recorded voice lines. First we meet Molly, then we meet Flynn, who is a sea serpent, which I think he got his name right, I hope. Then we meet oh, sorry, just had to clear my throat. But yeah, then we technically meet a character called Salem, but not really because they don't have any audio to play, and their cutout is you know, cut in half and around what looks like blood, so something tells me something bad happened to this character. But this is actually where the ride breaks down and we actually need to go and fix it. Thankfully, the same room with the generator has the two gears. You need to fix the generator, then you have to go back to the ride and continue on. And then, finally, we get to meet Lloyd the Lion, and from the interaction... Oh my god, Floyd! Holy shit, Floyd! Hi! Hello!
Hey there, Lloyd.
Oh.
Shame me with that common folk name. I am the proud, the prestigious, the proof.
Yes, let's go!
Actor extraordinaire.
He does not seem happy. Great act.
Yes, it was. I'm the real star.
Bye, Lloyd! Yeah, from that interaction, you can tell that Rambly does not like Lloyd whatsoever, which is a real shame. Like, yes, I know, the man is, like, dangerously egotistical, but, you know, come on, man. At least show the hot and fierce lion boy some respect. Like, seriously. But, yeah, after that, I'll get to Rambly's disdain for, Lloyd later, but yeah, after that, we get to the end of the ride, which is like, it's like a section where like you can like print some pictures that the ride took, and it's also connected to a gift shop. But after like the screens that had Rambly on it like cut off to the pictures, we see that one of the pictures that Molly McCullough was actually trying to chase after us, which, you know, this finally proves that besides this AI partner, yeah, we are not alone in this park. So yeah, after leaving the place, we get to see it's a whole big thing, and like that, like seeing the big area made me really nostalgic because I remember going to Disneyland a long time ago. It's been a while since I went, obviously, but yeah. You have to. So basically, the place where you have to go is this little kiosk area, which this is actually where you can get information about like your collectibles and stuff. And something I didn't know on my first playthrough, or not for actually no, I didn't do a second playthrough, but something I didn't know is you could actually click on an item and Rambly would talk about it. I actually watched a video about it, and when you click on the Lloyd plush, Rambly just goes, "Ew, Lloyd." It's like, dude, come on, show him some respect. It's like, again, I know he's egotistical, but come on, like, show him some form of decency or something. But yeah, this is also where you'll find some other collectibles, like a souvenir cup, which I'm kind of a sucker for souvenir cups, and also a golden Rambly plushie, which the description for this golden Rambly plushie really does feel like a jab at Funko. And it's the fact that in the description for the golden Rambly plush, it mentions like them recoloring the character and calling it a new thing. That's something Funko happens to do with FNAF merch. So I feel like this description slash the existence of this golden Rambly plush is like poking fun at Funko. So, then we are told we have to go to Molly's area of the park, but it's gated off. So that means we get to go to what I believe is the best part of this park. And that is Lloyd's area of the park. So yeah, we get to go to Lloyd's area of the park. I was super happy. So yeah, when you go in, you notice that, oh, there is a giant freaking lion on the stage asleep. And when you make it halfway to the lion, he runs off. And obviously, this is supposed to be Lloyd, or the animatronic version of Lloyd, which, at first, I thought the monsters were animatronics, but later on, well... Holy shit! Yeah, I'll get to that later. But, yeah, anyways, before going backstage, Rambly says that he can't come with us in backstage because he's not able to access it. But then Rambly also just casually drops that, like, the critter cuffs can resuscitate people, which, you know, it would have been nice to know about that earlier, but, yeah, wristbands that can basically bring people back to life. Do you not know how much money Disney would pay to have something like that? Just in case they wouldn't have to cover up any deaths in their park. But, yeah, anyways, commentary and, going off topic aside. So, yeah, we go backstage, and after exiting a hallway that leads you to backstage, you hear a sound, turn around, and no, there's Molly Macaw peeking at us, doing the basic horror thing of peeking around the corner and then disappearing. Woo! So yeah, it goes through this little maze-like structure. It's not really a maze, it's maze adjacent, but yeah, it's maze-like, which leads us to a room where we get the key that would take us to Molly's area of the park. So you leave the room, go back the way you came from, and before you can open the door, we are attacked by Lloyd the Lion. But the beeping noise coming from the critter cuff scares him off, and then we leave. But yeah, after getting to the gated off Molly's area of the park, we're able to unlock it and get in. And we are instructed to go on a certain ride. And also, this is where you can find... Yeah, this is also where you can find two collectibles. One of them being actually a secret, and the other being one of the reference/cameo Easter eggs. For the cameo one, we get a plush of Percy from Playtime with Percy, which I think I already mentioned that, I don't know. But yeah, the other collectible is something you get when playing this arcade game, which is a somewhat simple platformer with a boss at the end. After defeating the game, the arcade glitches and shakes and spits out a sprite of some fruit, which, you know, interesting. But yeah, actually the description for this is something like, what would it taste like? Which, gee, I don't know. What would a 2D item taste like? But yeah, after doing that, after getting to the ride in question, we discover that's broken down. Rambly tries to call for someone to fix it, but no one responds. So we have to go to a different attraction in Molly's area. This being a play place-like area. Honestly, this also gives me nostalgia because I remember being in McDonald's play places. They're quite fun. And this is also where we get our first puzzle. The puzzle being in the form of these big colorful blocks that you have to turn a certain way because each side has a shape, and you have to go around the area to find the colored shapes on the wall that match up with the blocks. And after that, we get into this little room that leads us to another room. And after we get in this other room, we go to a door that is slowly opening, but then the door is slammed open by Molly McCaw. After this, we get a chase scene. And this is where one of my problems comes in, where, like, this is a very minor problem note, but, yeah. On my second attempt, I got stuck on something in the game, and it looked like the game froze, so there was that, but thankfully it didn't happen on my other attempts. So yeah, I had to do a total of, like, 4 attempts. It wasn't that bad, but, yeah. Then we make our way down the hallway, and also we can find another collectible, which is on a shelf, which is this rambly mascot head. And yeah, after collecting it, we go into this room that seems like a dead end, but thankfully the door closes on Molly McCaw. And this is where I didn't realize that these characters are not animatronics. Hi! Help! Please! I don't care! I don't care! Holy shit! Oh! I wasn't expecting that! So, yeah, that's right. These things aren't animatronics. They're flesh, blood, and bone. So, obviously, we're gonna figure out what these things are later on. So, yeah, Rambley tries to act normal as usual, but eventually he drops the act and admits that, yes, the park does have a bunch of problems, and he wasn't expecting it to have all these problems, but he didn't ask if, hopefully, if, like, the main character could help him try and fix the park, and our main character agrees in some way. I guess we don't really see we don't really see it, but you know, according to Rambley, our main character agrees. So yeah, after going down another hallway, this is where we find the last collectible, which is the reference to Bendy and Ink Machine in the form of the black and white Void the Line plush, which I really hope they do get to make official Indigo Park plushes. But, yeah. So, after leaving the area, we then get to go to Flynn's area, not Flynn, yeah, Finn's area, and the game ends with us going into said area and then being greeted by Finn through a window. So, yeah. After this, the credits roll, and the song for the credits, oh my gosh, it is a banger. Like, I'm not gonna play in this, I'm not gonna play in this review because honestly, you should play the game. You should play the game, or even watch my playthrough of it. So, yeah, yeah, it ends. There's a little screen that's like saying, "Oh, it's like another like thank you screen." And it also mentioned there's a Kickstarter for Chapter 2, which I will bring that up later. But yeah, after that, the game ends. So, yeah. So to get the negatives out of the way, which negatives are very minor and not that bad. First one, when I first started playing the game, earlier in the game, some of the textures weren't, fully loaded in. But then again, not a big deal because they later loaded in fully. The second thing was the weird glitch thing that happened on my second attempt of the Molly McCaw chase. And then finally, like the flashlight or lights acting weird. I think that just might be me, but yeah. And now positives. I really do like the music. Like I mentioned, the music for the opening cutscene is great. The music during the chase scene is amazing, and finally, the music for the credits is also good. I hope we get more of it. Which actually, yeah, I'll talk about it when I talk about the Kickstarter. But yeah, I also like Rambley. He's quite a cute and wholesome artificial intelligent boy. Also, obviously, I mentioned I really do like Lloyd, and you know, hopefully we get to see more of him in the game, or at least chapter 2. But yeah, unlike Rambly, I quite enjoy Lloyd. So yeah, I'm also a big fan of the collectibles and stuff. Um, honestly, I really did like the chase as well, because honestly I was kind of thinking I'd be crap at it, but it was actually pretty good. Sure, it did take me 4 attempts, but honestly, it was still fun. But yeah, this game quite fun, so I give it 6 out of 7 stars. But now to finally talk about that Kickstarter. So yeah, there is a Kickstarter for Chapter 2. And obviously there are like different tiers with different rewards. I decided to get the one where you get like a physical DVD of the soundtrack for the first chapter and second chapter, which, you know, as someone who enjoys physical media, and as someone who happened to really like the music that was in this game, yeah, I decided to make a pledge, which, you know, if you want to make a pledge for Chapter 2, I will have the link. I will have the link to the Indiegogo, or not Indiegogo, but yeah, I'll have the link to the Kickstarter in the description below. So, yeah, so yeah, that was Indigo Park Chapter 1. Quite excited for Chapter 2, and obviously, I'll be playing Chapter 2 and reviewing Chapter 2. So, anyways, that was it for this video. Make sure you all subscribe and like for more, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, home guards, and goodbye!